Welcome to Quit the Alcohol Habit Forever. I'm Janey Lee Grace, and in this first section, I'm going to share a bit of my story and hopefully encourage you that you can quit the habit of drinking alcohol forever. In the second part, Glenn Harrold will lead you in a deep hypnosis track. If you're new to hypnotherapy, you might worry that you could lose control and do crazy things, but actually it's not like that at all. Hypnotherapy is one of the most groundbreaking therapies for facilitating profound change in people's lives. It's a powerful way to get quick and amazing results. Hypnotherapy utilizes the power of the unconscious mind, the setting for creativity, imagination, and human potential. It's the part of you that drives a car or walks to the shops, even though your mind is wandering to other places. It's also the place where negative, limiting beliefs and old patterns are stored. And this is why, even when you desperately want to improve yourself, you just keep playing out that old, unfulfilling script. When you know that you really want to quit the alcohol habit, you still might find yourself continuing to drink. This is where hypnosis can help, because it can speak the language of this infinitely powerful yet often draining part of your mind. With the use of language, communication, sound, or imagery, you can be guided into a trance where the unconscious mind can be accessed. In this state of deep relaxation, healing and transformation can easily take place. Because of this connection to the unconscious mind, you can break free from those negative ways of thinking and being that have been keeping you hindered from your ultimate capacities. So during a hypnotherapy session, and when you listen to Glenn's audio, you will be in complete control. If you choose to wake up, you just open your eyes. No one is going to make you do anything against your will. You are fully conscious of your surroundings, and in many cases, your senses are actually heightened. So we will recommend putting on your headphones and listening to the track daily, and then watch as the positive changes begin to take place. Now, I'm guessing that you invested in this because you know that drinking alcohol is holding you back. You've become aware that you drink regularly, more than you want to, or you binge drink and regret it afterwards. Now, this is not aimed at those who are clinically dependent, but rather it's aimed at those who are aware that there could be a better way to be in optimum health and well-being without alcohol in their lives. So I'd like to ask you to ask yourself this question: would my life be better, physically and emotionally, without the booze? If the answer is yes, it's time to do something about it and quit the alcohol habit forever. I remember just a few years ago reading yet another one of those newspaper articles that said, red wine is good for you. And I felt elated. One article claimed that drinking was directly linked to longevity. Of course, they were always referring to having just one glass, drinking in moderation, but I was happy to conveniently ignore that bit. You see, I used to love my nightly glass or 2 or 3 of wine. I was fully functioning. I never had a DUI, I never missed a day off work, but I did just drink most days. I mean, doesn't everyone? But it all looked very different for me at 3 a.m. I would wake up, my heart racing, berating myself for yet again drinking too much, and on a Tuesday to boot. I would hear a voice in my head telling me, this has to stop. It's not authentic with who you are. You're meant to care about your health and practice self-care. Stop poisoning your body with alcohol. But by about 6 p.m. the next evening, a much chirpier voice arrived in my head. The voice of the wine witch, who said, oh, you've had an exhausting day. Time for a cheeky, chilled Sauvignon. You're thinking of giving up? Don't be ridiculous. Sober is an anagram of bores. Everyone is drinking. Just have one. But sadly, I couldn't just have one. I wasn't born with an off switch. To be clear, though, just to reiterate, there was no rock bottom moment for me. I was what's known as high functioning, high bottomed. Sadly not true as I age. But alcohol is so ingrained in our culture. From baby showers, christenings, playdates, parties, weddings, freshers' week, funerals, alcohol is the social glue that sticks everything together. We've been brainwashed into thinking that we're either good drinkers or alcoholic losers. Clearly there are people at rock bottom who have a serious issue, and we've been led to believe everybody else is a happy social drinker, just occasionally a lightweight who can't hold their beer. But I've learnt over time that actually it's a spectrum. There are many grey area drinkers, and as I said in my TED talk, I'd suggest that at least 50 shades of grey, sadly not so sexy. Now, I'm not going to bore you with statistics because we've probably all heard them before. But in case you were thinking alcohol is just fine, in fact, according to Alcohol Change UK, alcohol-related problems cost the NHS £3.5 billion per year. There are 29,000 people with liver disease in the UK. And the peak age of death, by the way, from alcohol-related issues is 45 to 55. Alcohol is linked to 200 different illnesses, including 7 different types of cancers. And while it's not stated that alcohol causes mental illness and stress and anxiety, it most certainly exacerbates those problems. A huge percentage of crime, of course, is linked in some way to alcohol. And a Life Search survey found recently that 24 billion people in the UK admitted to self-medicating with alcohol to ease their anxiety and stress. And that's ironic because alcohol is a depressant. Alcohol is not thought of as a Class A drug, and yet when other factors are brought into the equation, i.e. not just harm to the individual, but also harm to others, the economy, the cost of the health service, alcohol does come out top. Yep, the number one most harmful drug. When I finally quit the alcohol habit forever, I was really, really worried about others might say, whether they'd ridicule me. I would be sober shamed rather than congratulated for the sober hero that I really was. You know, when you stop smoking, everyone says, well done. But if you stop drinking, people tend to look a little concerned.